Okay, we're back, and this is quiz 2, conservation of mass. Okay, and I'm going to read the question. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to give you two choices. Okay, I'm going to read the question. I'm going to give you two choices. Okay, and you're going to choose one of those. Okay, so, oh, and you're going to put your answer right up here at the top left of each question. Okay, and then the other blank is going to be where the word would go. Okay, if we were reading this sentence and we were going to finish it out. Okay, so let's begin with, we're going to match the definition to the correct term. Here's the definitions here. So when the amount of material, number one, when the amount of material that goes into a chemical equation is not equal to the amount that comes out, the equation is what? If it's not equal, is it an unbalanced or is it a balanced equation? If it's not equal, is it J unbalanced or is it F balanced? If it's not equal, balanced or unbalanced, J or F? Mark your answer. If it's not equal, I'll give you a couple of minutes.
What do we put in the beginning? Because it says blank when the amount of material.
No, that's what that's where you put your answer.
Oh.
Mark, put
so
your
we
answer
put
there.
it
Type your
in
answer
chapter
right in there. You should have opened this up with Cami.
So it's J or F?
You should have opened this with Cami, so it's either J or F, yes. When the amount of material that goes into a chemical equation is not equal to the amount that comes out, the equation is what? Balanced or unbalanced? We just looked at some of those that were balanced and not balanced. And so which ones were balanced? Were the ones that were equal or unequal? Okay, everybody ready for number two? Okay. Okay, so let's read this right here. Number two. The term okay, so the term, number two, the term for the substances that go into the chemical equation, okay, the term for the substances that go into, you remember our rep table, you had 1, 2, 3. So the term for the substance that goes into a chemical equation, is that a G reactant or is that L the product? G the reactant. What's the substances that go into a chemical equation? Are they called the reactant or are they called the product? Go in. Okay, you remember you got in and you got out. So the ones that go into the chemical equation are they called the reactants or are they called the products? So it's either G or L. Mark your answer. Think about that rep table.
G or L?
G or L, yes. Reactants or products. That's the term for the substances that go into a chemical equation.
Number two, right?
It is number two, yes.
Wait. So
Mhm.
let's, this one right here.
Did you answer number one?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna answer number two.
So there's two answers for number one?
No, there's only one. It's
Okay.
either G reactants or L products. It's the substances that goes into a
Okay.
chemical equation. You know, there's a substance that goes in and then there's a substance that comes out. The one that goes in, what's that called? Reactant or product? Okay, mark your answer, G or L. Okay. Are we ready, Freddie? Everybody got an answer for number two?
I do.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at number three here. Terry, you getting this? You okay? Okay, so let's look at number three here. Okay, this is the term for when various elements are connected together, such as hydrogen, oxygen, such as hydrogen and oxygen and H2O. Are they bonded or are they called matter? The term for when various elements are connected together when they're connected together, are they bonded or are they, matter? The term for the substances that go, the term for when various elements are connected together, such as hydrogen and oxygen and H2O, are those atoms bonded or are they matter? What term makes most sense in that sentence? That would be the way I would answer that question. Okay, so, everybody got number 3? Look at
What's
here.
number 3?
Huh?
What was the answer? What-
B, bonded, or D, matter?
D, matter?
D, bonded, B, D, matter. Okay, I'm gonna go to number 4. Okay. Okay, now remember, the law, number 4, the law of conservation of something states the total amount of stuff before and after a reaction must be equal. Is that A, mass, or is it H, conservation? The law of conservation of something states that the total amount of stuff before and after a reaction must be equal. Is that mass or is that conservation? A or H? Mark your answer. That should be an easy one. I hope you don't miss that one.
Can you read the question?
Yes, I will. This is called the law of the conservation of something states that the total amount of stuff before and after a reaction must be equal. Okay, are you ready?
What was the interest, like, what is the interest, like,
It's either mass or conservation. A or H. Mass or conservation. The law of the conservation of something states that the total amount of stuff before and after reaction must be equal. Got an answer?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to number 5. Okay, now you remember up to number 2 we said the term for the substance that goes into a chemical equation? Well, let's look at number 5. The term for the substance that comes out of a chemical reaction. Is that called the reactant, G, or is that called the L, products? Okay. Number 5, the term for the substances that come out of a chemical reaction. Remember that rep table? What does rep mean? Is it reactant or products, G or L? Mark your answer for number 5.
Somebody knocking on the wood.
Somebody's knocking on the wood.
Oh my God, I missed a huge, someone's time to go.
We gotta get through this first.
Yes.
Okay, look here. Okay, so everybody got number 5?
Yeah.
Number 6. The law of conservation of either matter states that the type of atoms that go into a reaction must be the same as the type, right? So is that matter or is that mass, A? So it's either A or D. Mark your answer. The law of matter or the law of mass, it states that the type of atoms that go into a reaction must be the same as the type that comes out.
Is it A mass and then the other?
It's either A, mass, or D, matter. Yep, that's your only choices, A or D. Mass or matter. Everybody got an answer?
Yes, sir.
Terry, got an answer? Terry, got an answer? Okay, let's look at number 7 here. The term for when compounds or elements interact with each other to create something new. Is that called a reaction or is that called oxygen? P or O?
Can you read it again?
The term for which compounds or elements interact with each other to create something new. So you create something new when you put compounds together. Is that called a reaction or is that called oxygen? P or O? P or O? Reaction or oxygen? The term for when compounds or elements interact with each other to create something new.
P.
P, reaction, or O, oxygen. Okay. Okay, are you ready?
Come on, ready? Let's get ready.
Okay, number 8. Number 8, hydrogen and oxygen are examples of this. Are they examples of elements M, or are they examples of K starters? Hydrogen and oxygen are examples of this. Are they examples of elements, like the elements of the periodic table, or are they called starters? Okay, so it's either M or K. M is in Mary or K. Elements or starters? What are hydrogen and oxygen examples of? Oh, don't miss this next one. Number 9, don't miss number 9. This table helps us determine whether or not an equation is balanced. Is that a rep table or is that a per table? Q or E? Don't miss this one. This table that helps us determine whether or not an equation is balanced. Is that called a rep table or is that called a per table? E or Q? Don't miss that one. Okay. Are we ready for number 10? Okay, what is this term that means that material has not been lost? Is that called conservation or is that called symbol? This term that means that material has not been lost. Is that called conservation, H, or is that I, symbol? Everybody got an answer? How can I help you?
Can you read number 5 one more time?
Number 5? The term for the substances that come out of a chemical reaction. Is that called a reactant or is that called a product? So that would be G or L. It comes out. Think of that table that we just did right down here for number 10, or number 9. Okay, everybody got 1 through 10?
Yep.
I'm gonna, for you at home, I want you to essentially turn it in, and that will come to Mr. Hughes. For you guys in the classroom here, we will,
We'll have to go over it tomorrow.
we will do it tomorrow, yes. Okay, so that's gonna end this quiz.